This is Mogobe Nuggets of Wisdom podcast. We infuse, we energize, we inspire, and we empower entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs of all stripes in BW and beyond.
Good morning. Lazo. I'm going to say a list of names. So if you don't know the name, over drop the hand. So our hands are going to go up, and then whenever there's a name you don't know, you drop your hand. Thomas Edison. You don't know Thomas Edison? No. Okay, it's fine. Okay, let's do the opposite. I was trying to re-engineer. So those who know Thomas Edison, who've heard of him? Okay, quite a number. Those who've heard of the name Henry Ford. And then John D. Rockefeller. Yes. Abraham Lincoln. Yep. Theodore Roosevelt. William and Orville Wright. This one is why because Mr. Mogobe just spoke about them. So these are These are famous names of entrepreneurs go America and across the world. I'm going to say some names closer to home. Mr. Mogobe thing. These are the people who graced us with their presence in the last class. I remember Mr. Letsi Tole. Those who know the name Mr. Letsi Tole, you should all know the name if you listen to the budget speech. Because the Minister of Finance credited our quota Mr. Letsi Tole in his opening paragraphs. There's a chapter from the book in Mr. Ndaba Adimile Mokoyo. Mr. Base Sewaneho. Those who've heard the name, Mr. Arun P. who will be gracing us today with his presence, Adit Rajaram. So I'm just going over some of the, I'm just saying some of the names. We had the honor of learning from them last season. Maybe you can complete the list for me, say, before go release. I just thought about it, so I didn't get time to prepare and sit down and write the names.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll remember all.
There was Howard Tiro.
There's Howard Tiro from Corey Capital. There's Mohamed France from Key Wealth.
Mr. Howard Alote.
Mr. Alote from Capital Bank. Emmanuel Alote from Capital Bank.
Cricket.
Mr. Senuelo from Cricket, Mr. Saidim Dala also from Cricket. We've also had.
I think that's.
We had quite a few more that I forget.
The logistics gentleman.
Yeah.
The tracking.
The tracking guy. We've had the tracking guy. We have the franchise guy. We've had from Airport Junction.
The lady.
The lady. We've had.
Other soaps you just spoke.
From Organic Naturals we had what's her name? How can I forget her name? From Organic Naturals.
Didn't.
We had her here, and I don't know whether.
No, thank you for that.
We had quite a few.
Thanks for that.
We make sure that at least bring one every session.
Sorry for.
Where possible, sometimes like today we bring two.
Sorry for putting you under the spotlight.
Three if you include yourself.
So this is to say the time for change is now. Gone are the days in Rebalakabo, Theodore Roosevelt, Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Edison. Actually, the one key lesson I took from Mr. Base, he never gets started into a project. He doesn't learn about something. For instance, I think his winery is public information now.
Yeah.
He's actually going into winemaking. He has a vineyard where he grows grapes. And he went to school to learn how to make wine and qualify or a wine maker before I similar that business. At one point, he was looking into going into the aviation field, and he got a license, a helicopter. He can fly a chopper. At one point, he wanted to buy a boat somewhere in South Africa, and then he got a license to drive a boat. An entrepreneur, he goes over and beyond. Mr. Mogobe built this building. He was not an architect. He didn't know anything about design. He was not into construction. He was just a lawyer and a businessman. But he managed to erect this structure. But they're all entrepreneurs come in all shapes, size, and forms. Some of us, we like to get our hands dirty. Mr. Mogobe, there are areas where he prefers to get his hands dirty. But it's not always supposed to be the case. Sometimes you leverage on the resources you have around you to answer your question. So most of the time you'd find what you can manage by yourself. But there would be times where now you are very limited. You need another person to come on board and help you carry on your idea. Then in that way you are forced to do partnerships. But even partnerships and investments, you learn about the different types of investments you can set up with other people. Sometimes it's term. People get their profits and then you kick them out of the business or start like a business. It's lifelong, and this is all in the curriculum. So for my presentation today, I want to start by touching on an issue close to my heart, mental health, because I know this is something that affects entrepreneurs. Yesterday I was watching a clip and I learned that the famous rapper, musician, Lil Wayne, he actually shot and tried to kill himself when he was 12 years old because his mother prohibited him, barred him from rapping, and he wanted to rap. So when he was 12 years old, he called the police, took his mother's gun and shot himself in the chest. Luckily, he didn't know. He didn't die, and a few years later, all this amazing music. What is the takeaway from this story? We are people of substance, and sometimes we get overwhelmed. So one of the books we are going to read, we are spiritual beings on a human journey. We are just traveling through this phase, this thing called life. Ultimately, we know we are all going to go to the other realm or somewhere else, depending on your beliefs. So as entrepreneurs, you must be very agile. You must have resilient minds. Don't get boggled down by failure. Failure is the best asset an entrepreneur can ever have because that's feedback on their product. Imagine you are not getting any feedback on your product. Is it too spicy? Whatever product you are coming up with, say it's a food material. Is it spicy? Is it salty? How's the seasoning? Is it the perfect seasoning? Customers don't buy. Some of them they buy. They don't finish their meals. You are running a restaurant. There's no feedback. You are clueless. So when you get failure, when the world communicates to you, you should know how to utilize that feedback. So as entrepreneurs, never take failure personally. They rejected my thing. Go back and re-engineer and develop the best product you can. And this is one of the opportunities why you should enroll. Because you are going to be around people of like-minded beliefs. She was saying our society, our culture, we were traditionally taught and brought up to be workers in a chain, or you are going to fit this role, and this is where you concentrate. And you shouldn't think about anything else. If your job was cleaning glasses, you are going to clean your glasses for 40 years, then you are going to leave that job, have pension, and then we'll get someone else to come and replace you. But entrepreneurs, these are distractors. These are people who are looking into the world and are saying, but luckily for us, we don't have to go through what they went. I don't know how much he probably lost back then because no was not YouTube, was not the book. Now we are saying leverage on the wisdom of Batwaba Hitile. Your idea is still your idea. if it's real, if it's what the world is needs right now, it's going to work for you. I get. So remember, I was saying mental health, stress, anxiety, depression, whatever you are going through at the moment, so I get. As an entrepreneur, know that it's going to stop ultimately. The sun, we know the sun is going to come out. So it's raining. When the sun comes out, we are going to wish we had done some work. So this is what this is. He holds you accountable on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, for a period of 6 months to really put your idea, give you a chance to put your ideas to the test. So I was saying mental health, and then I was saying be resilient, and then I was saying be dedicated and be consistent. Why are you here? Why are we doing this? Why is it even worth it? Today it's about you. It's about your story. It's not about us. Right now we've done this. We've been here. We are on the journey already. We are in the middle of our journey. We are trying to get you to start or get back to whatever it is you want to do. There's a lot of fear, uncertainty, doubt. You feel like, is it worth it? Will I make it? Will I succeed? I get like corner. It's so risky. You have to be anchored in your whys, in your beliefs, in your systems, your principles. So there is this thing, if I want to share with you, it's called the 7F principles. All of you should, in one way or the other, have a balanced system, a core of beliefs, your faith, your family, your finances, your fitness, your friends. He was asking about his friends, what he's going to do about them. You should have a bit of fun in your life, and then you should be thinking about your future. So there are 7 F's for all of us to consider on an individual basis. You want to build a business to come into the ecosystem here, Botswana. But at the same time, I recognize that behind that business, it's an individual. It's a living, breathing person. I enjoy it. Now I'm saying, think about your faith. What is it you believe? What is it that gives you strength? What is it that you draw power from and that keeps you growing? Think about your family. Oftentimes, we were told, make money now and your time, we enjoy it with your family later. But imagine I give 10 years of my life, more business, and 10 years later, I make that $1 million. My daughter has a tolam piece. Because I was not there, I missed the graduation, the birthday, These people, the reality, how do you mix business and pleasure? How do you mix? The question I think we asked the most in our class was work-life balance. Because Neruba was successful. I know the elderly men when they're in class, all these responsibilities. So you are going to learn from people who've done it. You can pull Arun off the street. Those questions lead you. If there's anything you are paying for with that fee at class, is that opportunity to ask those people the questions. Ask them, at 20 years old, did you ever think you will get there? Mr. Besebaneko Are, he carries around 2 sets of books. Every idea which comes to his mind, any business idea, no matter how silly it might seem like. Are the days I get till he pulls that book out, I go on his business and so he's never had an idea. Any escape. Coincidence. But he still has it on himself. So this is the kind of access and things you are going to have access to. Finances. Finances are our companies. Finances are our individuals. And then investing and growing these finances. When I started, you couldn't separate my clinic finances from my personal finances. Only now ke khona go tshwana me clinic e na le madinyana. Kana clinic e khona go tshwana me ke na le madinyana. A pele nka se ke tshwane go na le madingwe clinic, go na le madingwe clinic. And then I got to learn gore batho ba di banka. From the moment to up to the moment to every swipe, every online transaction, ba go level. This is why when you come or ke kopa madi, bona ba se tsebile ba go categorize go ngo se tsole mohibidu ba go irile red flag. And then Mr. Alote was advising us for have different accounts. Say long gore how batla go batla madi, your credit record, your credit score, ga super account ya business e long go transact ka yo. Or even ya go la peng e long go transact ka yo. Ya bosigo ya go the pond ko ayo ba go deja. I lo nne go me re me ye ga e affect tse dingwe tse. Ya no a lo re madi a gago a tsena ka fotse tseno ka 10 pack maitsi wa ba sutherile. So these are practical tools that we talked about during the mentorship session. Fitness. Go and exercise. Go and walk. Walking is the cheapest, easiest thing we can do. My t-shirt, go look at the 10,000 steps a day challenge. It's the easiest, cheapest thing you can do. I get, hey, I go. Hey, we're busy go tirong. Hey, I have to take care of the kids. Hey, I wake up and drop off the kids. Hey, I'm going to school. Continue with those age. You are going to meet me, consultation room, prescription for a chronic condition. Or worse, the complication. If you don't make time for your health now, you will be forced to make time for ill health later. Your neta will so compromise. It will sick leave, it will attendance sleepy go to wrong, and it's going to steal from the time you could be committing to your business. So if you are serious, what the business, you'll be able to pass it to your children's children. Similar like how can I trust you with my money in my organization? Clearly, I can't trust you to manage yourself. But the principle is a business. It has to start with me managing myself. So nowadays, there's a book, the 5 a.m. Club. Now I'm proud to say I'm a member of the 5 a.m. Club. Every morning without fail, at 5 a.m., I'm doing my 10,000 steps before breakfast. It's not about me. It's about us using the resources out there. Your 5 a.m. Club might be the weight is all the cook amazing waga 10 more household. It might be because of more shift working every day before or clap or with shifting 100 push-ups like Mr. Mogobe does at a minimum on any given day. You have to invest in your health. And then I've learned the hard way that slice of pizza, that just one more. As a doctor, na impola habe dimpola mo personal health even polagatele mo ha ke takele ka go bua ka business ya me ya botsogo ya wena Vic ya no how di remo go bua. So challenge yourself by your fitness, your health and fitness, your friends. I think it TDJ when I work at the type of friends are confident. It's a long time good that speech Saturday, but in short he was saying you put your friends in different boxes. So that time you longer or motivation. Why is it that I go mudumo ke man yo re mo latela go tswa go fila re ya la ha se sepela I'm Superman. We longer wa reetsa why is it ke man. So have a system. Don't just go and chill and drink and come back. Those are resources. That 1 hour you spend with them, it is to your benefit. Benefit. Friends, fun. Have fun. Utatayirira 1 million ibirako Cape Town. Good luck. Good luck. Ototo musu suila eletsa gore na kongmata ba ile go Cape Town. Number one, smart goals. I get a specific, measurable, attainable, reasonable, have a time. My 10,000 steps, I get small. I get my 10,000 before breakfast. there was a time I had to humble myself as unfit as I am. 10,000 before breakfast for me actually means 3,000 steps on 3 days more baking. And that's the maximum, the most I can manage. So if you're going to want to make $1 million, which ones will make 1,000 to pay? If you want to get 100 customers, which ones will want 1 customer pay? And these are the principles these gentlemen, they are going to teach you. I'm happy today na diraga imposter syndrome. He is also a speaker at some of the sessions, and one of the sessions that times he feels nervous. Present. And then I say, Mr. Mogobe, you must be joking. I don't know, it's natural, I'm human. So you have to understand as much as pelo better every day, as much as ohema, as much as this functions that are keeping you alive, your emotions are one of those things that do have feedback but they're not really critical for your life. You are going to experience them. Or okay, okay. If you had to wait to feel like it to do the job, you'll never get it done. How you'll never arrive. So they say, you are Malaysia. Unfortunately, some of these things did not happen by accident. Some of these things were engineered by the colonizers to keep the black men down. Awakening. How many, if we had time, and then we'd ask you one by one, what problem are you trying to solve with your business? When we start to talk like that, they don't like it because they know very soon then shipping the raw materials out of Africa. It starts with each and every one of us. So you enrolling in this program, he's not going to make your business thrive. You still have to do the work. Now you are in a conducive environment. Yeah, I think, and then fun. I said have fun. So your Cape Town might be how Western bypass, how chopis, that pakanyana. Take your kids out 2 hours on a weekend. Just surprise your wife, your partner, we thinking, sleep in Mpevana, we are there. That is putting in deposit, it's a credit, it's a visa. Next time we are hey, can I go ahead and get a van? I don't know. Points, cash, I don't know, it's a ma. These things we have to be practical about it. You can compromise, give and take. I get GBV is there because no one wants to give. And then organization, leadership and organizational structures and systems. He will teach you the organogram, MD, board of directors, CEO, MD, all of those positions up to the clean. I get the cleaner should be empowered enough to know what handle grievance, more organization. We escalate them up until it resolves you. And then that grievance has to be resolved, failure to which go labor. Those are the business systems telling this one's already delay in place. If you are having a hard time wrapping your mind around that, then you are not ready to build a business. Because these structures are part and parcel of business. And then God forgive if you are not ready to build a business, because the same formula as success in business is the same formula as success for family. Because if we are saying we are on spiritual beings on a journey, re-observille. We check an engine. So then you look at your kids or function now, and then you say to your kids, Balan, they run the homework, and then you look at yourself watching Netflix, watching Mzansi Magic, all of those things, never doing any personal development. But you are trying to inspire these ones. and then you are trying to build a business. Anyways, what I'm trying to say, we have to change the narrative. We have to change the community. We're intimidated, and hopefully the next time get alone. So this one was just trying to motivate you to say, find your purpose. How is only purpose? Resilience. Business. Yeah. And we tell them but with mentorship, we want to do away with that. So I'm going to take feedback from this book. Just cut his spoon here. Chapter 3. Why books are important. That wish, that desire, somewhere. Natasha, what problem are you trying to solve with your enterprise?
Well, I have a poultry business in Lerumo. The main aim is to curb or rather solve the problem any way where there's big poultry around service. So the very businesses are mushrooming around the central area. Palate is growing, everywhere is growing. So that's what I'm trying to curb. For the scale, because that is what I provide.
And then what does success look like for you in 5 years' time or 10 years' time?
Oh, it looks promising. It does look promising.
Claro, when you imagine a successful outcome,
Oh, when I have big poultry houses in Baje, Mutimumu Baje, I have over 10 plus employees who are fully and work there multiple, like and they are very, I'm sorry.
You go. More pelendiata, more pelendiata, more pelendiata.
That's how I envision it. I have employees who are full-time, who work there full-time, and they're as empowered and free to do whatever they want.
Okay. And then, no, thank you very much, Natasha. A round of applause again. So the next question I could ask her, and the question I need to ask her, where do you need to start? I got 100 meters, 200 meters, 110 hurdles. The starting point, so she needs to figure out what's the first thing she must do in order to realize her success. And you all need to do that for your individual businesses. And then it's not Mr. Mogobe who's going to take it by the end. He's not going to do that for you. He's just rather going to say, if you want to make tea, check out all the steps that how to, so that you might get there. Probably you need to volunteer in somewhere where you poultry already. You need to find people in the same industry. Number one, you'll expose yourself. Number two, it's either you'll say, hey, hell no, or you'll say, oh God, this is paradise on earth, and then you get even more inspired. So, chapter 3 of Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill outlines the 6 steps to turn desire into riches. Step number 1. Fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. Be specific. So let's use Natasha as an example. I think the other thing that was put in our brain, because what she just said we could relate with. Now we are going to hear about creating jobs. But when she says, but I want that to be giving me $1 million every year in 5 years' time, hey, she's greedy, this one, uri. So we have to come out and learn to quantify our services, our enterprises in terms of money. So let's say you want $1 million in 10 years' time, minimum. It has to be realistic. It won't be in 3 years' time, unless those are exceeding. So in 10 years' time, $1 million with franchises. So number one, go to fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire and be specific. Number two, determine exactly what you will give in return for the money you desire. Nothing comes for free. I want to spend some mahal. Already today, you've given your time, 4 hours of your time. You are here. Others are sleeping. And to each their own. There are people who will make it and thrive without having to join a formal mentorship class. It's fine. We are not talking down on anyone. We are positive people. But then there are people who are saying, now I'm detail orientated, before I need direction. I get it. So if you are the type where you need direction, you need mentorship, you need hand-holding, you need feedback, probably you are in the right place. And then you say, what else would I need to invest to realize my dream? Yeah, Natasha's Poultry, logistic company, tracking, it's the cold room thing, from the local farmers go just said kuko tsa gago supplement e leng gore tla be hirile batho e leng gore tla be hira batho ba batlo ba. That's a big industry, a big empire you want to build. Create a definite plan, create a definite plan for achieving your goal and begin immediately. So before February I will the poultry family got too voluntary low we to the logistics. I get. If you want to do a restaurant, you want to be a restaurateur, talk to Mr. Mogobe. What's behind the scenes? What does it take? You don't just pour my get a restaurant. Those are equip. You need to equip yourself, and you need a definite plan. After you've got a definite plan, you write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money you want, the time it will take, and what you'll give in return, and the plan to achieve that. So these are the 6 steps. Number 1, fix in your mind the amount of money you want. Number 2, determine exactly what you will give in return. Number 3, so if you look at it, when Sundays are no, or Mr. Mogobe is all good, it checks a lot of balances, people who've done it, I'll be able to interact with them, there's assignment, there'll be monitoring, but it happens on a Sunday, X, no compromise. Then that's just the way it is, I get it. But then you weigh the two. And then lastly, read your written statement aloud, twice daily, once in the morning and once before bed. As you do, believe and feel as if you've already possessed the money. These steps help turn desire into a burning obsession, leading to action and ultimately success. So, ladies and gentlemen, in closing, le tshwanetse gore gone yana le itshware le behave le act like those successful CEOs you want to become. 50 cents are fake it until you make it. I get it. So, Nahela, just to be vulnerable and share with you, I'm a very successful runner. I'm a marathoner. I do 10-kilometer runs, and 10 kilometers I make better in less than 1 hour. It is not quite so but ka December hakibua mahoko ha reality. I get it. So, this is what and how Mr. Mogobe's mentorship program has transformed my life and has helped me. I've always had potential, I've always been smart, I've always had the know-how. What I lacked maybe was the knowledge of where to get resources, how to organize work, how to do projects and follow them up and execute them successfully. But a similar way, those people we talked about, Bama, this book is based on their stories, all of them and more. Mr. Mogobe is actually not trying, he is building a local version of that for local entrepreneurs who want to make it in the industry without stumbling through the hurdles, or at least try to minimize the amount of failure and the cost associated therefore with as much as possible. And in closing, I ask you this question. If you want to build that empire, where you'll be slaughtering anywhere from 5 to 10,000 birds per day, it will have so many people's livelihoods attached to it. If I told you I could increase your likelihood of success, empower you with the things you need, help you build the networks, because those people who come here, you will have their numbers. But those numbers are not just for fun or hey, Pilayan, how are you feeling? Good morning. No. Those numbers are for strategic networking and collaboration. If somebody comes here that in your industry, you've got a solution or a product you believe is market ready or almost market ready, and their contribution can help you drive it to the final stages, then by all means, contact the check a level can pass through Mr. Mogobe. We've got a limited access to him because he's so busy. But by the end of the 12 weeks, you should have met with him at least twice. The first time to say, this is my plan, and this is what I intend to execute, so that he gives you feedback and says, Vic, where now? More. Are you sure? And then I go back and I say, it's again, you are telling the truth, or I say, you are telling the truth, this is how I've fixed it, and then and then later on, oh, by the way, we shake hands, we go our separate ways. Maybe the next time you meet with him would be as a speaker here to share your stories. I've said a mouthful. It were 3 areas. Number 1, protect your mental health. Your mental health can try and trick you. Be very careful. Don't have the feelings. Your feelings. Focus on the plan. Number 2, have those calls. Family, faith, fitness, those 7 F's. And number 3, be the entrepreneur you want to become today. So entrepreneurs, my numbers are 75 38 1649. Oh yeah, 75 38 1649. So what I offer, firstly, I'm a medical doctor. So an ache is not quite getting away. You can call me. We'll meet at my practice and I will attend to you as a medical doctor. Secondly, I'm a personal coach and personal trainer for using the pillars of lifestyle medicine. But we anchor everything on 10,000 steps. So just to give you something you can go and copy and paste, we walk daily 10,000 steps in 24 hours. That's the minimum I do nowadays before breakfast. I invite you to join this challenge. 10,000 steps before breakfast. It's a commitment, it's a dedication to positive lifestyle habits to say, I'm going to improve my health and fitness and become more active. So, the book 5 a.m. Club and Atomic Habits, it's whenever you are developing a new habit, touch a le. Previously, I was doing 10,000 steps by myself, but now I found a way to bring in the whole family. Starting March, it's losing 5 pula mo le botelele letsatsi le letsatsi. Ha ke dirile my 10,000 steps. And then the other condition ya go tsenya 5 pula mo le botelele na tsatsi le letsatsi ke gore my 2 daughters on a given day ebe ba badile ba kwadile summary ya gore ba badile kae. And because their motherland was in a school, she also has to do the same. So those are the conditions of making a money bottle. Provided those conditions have been met. December and then however amount data our kids will decide what we donate. So it's something I feel I share with you, like I say, on an individual basis or even at your organizations. We are all about positivity, positive mindset, positive culture because of mental health. Again, Hangaski gave me Mr. Mogobe to Halankin Saga JCV. Thank you very much.